Hey, that was pretty quick, huh? Way less of a gap between this one and the last one this time around, right? So in the last counter video, I didn't take a vote because I wanted the next one to be from Moji, since that little fuzzball is proving to be quite the problem right now. Also, since Moji is a newer character, I wanted to give her priority. Expect me to give Khan the same treatment when he comes out. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Moji is a wide and easy to hit flank with very good sustain and survivability thanks to her low cooldowns. Since Moji is the easiest flank to hit in the game, she should have a lot of sustain and survivability to balance that out. However, right now the character has a bit too much of both of those things thanks to her low cooldowns, and it can be a bit overwhelming to play against. Her barrier cleanses most CC and blocks all damage and cauterize. This can make her very difficult to kill because her healer can constantly heal her back up with ease if they're paying enough attention. Couple this with the healing Moji receives from her Toot, and that's two sources of uncauterizable healing keeping her up. While this does give her something unique that the other flanks don't have, her cooldowns make it so it can be used way too often. Scamper also gives her a 30% speed boost with Toot as well, so her escape is also pretty good and can be used very often as well. However, despite how overtuned something may be, there are always ways to deal with it, so let's talk about them. Now, Moji does have quite a few characters that deal with her, however these characters can only do that once Moji uses her barrier. You have to force her to use the barrier before you can deal with her. Once it's used, you have a window to take her down. It is a small window though, so characters with good burst are the ones you're going to want to rely on. With her cards, Moji can make her cooldowns very low, as low as 4.5 seconds on her barrier and 2.5 seconds on her scamper, and that is before Chronos. So you normally only have 4.5 seconds to kill her before she can go ahead and barrier up again and get cauterized free healing. You really don't have time to drag out a fight with her. Now, believe it or not, this flank is actually countered by snipers. Their powerful burst makes it difficult for Moji to move around freely. Once they hit her once, she has to barrier to escape. If she is out in the open, then odds are she won't be able to escape to safety, even with her barrier. It isn't all that easy for her to get to and sneak up the snipers before they can spot her either. Stealth is not really her strong point. If Moji is able to get close, Kinessa can just teleport away, and Strix can hit her with a bullet to the body, then instantly swap to his pistol to hit her with a flare. This will easily kill her before her barrier comes back up, and it could even kill her before she can use it in the first place. You'd have to have some pretty impressive reaction time to block that insane burst combo. Snipers are one of her biggest problems, but there are plenty of other characters that can burst her down very quickly in between barriers. BK can stick her twice to bring her down to nothing and then detonate a third bomb in front of her to finish off the kill. Again, being so easy to hit, Moji isn't going to be able to get away from this that easily. Cassie can do some insane burst with her impulse combo. Now, I did list Moji as a possible counter to Cassie in the last video, but that's only if Moji is able to block your initial burst. If she does, leave and fight her again later when impulse is back up. If she doesn't, then get the easy kill on her. Drogos can easily two-hit her with his rockets if you land a fire spit on her first, and with Fusillade you don't even have to worry about landing a fire spit. 2 rockets alone will quickly do her in. Victor can cook a nade while her barrier is up, and if he times it right he can hit her with it right as it goes down, and use the bonus damage from the grenade to melt her. Lex is, well, Lex. He kills anything quickly with a spam, and he can be very speedy and hard to track for any character really. If you make Moji your discovery target on top of all that, then man is this little fuzzball gonna have a bad time. Not even something as cute as Moji escapes the law. Maeve can burst her down with 2 sets of daggers and a pounce with either Cat Burglar or Street Justice. Take your pick, either have the same quick time to kill on her. Talus's Overcharge also bursts down Moji very quickly. You'll have to use your base SMG to get her low enough to force her barrier first, or if you have inner strength, you can pop down the rune close by, use Overcharge to force her barrier, teleport back to get the reset, and overcharge her again when she is vulnerable. I wouldn't try ulting her when you see her low though, unless you know her barrier is on cooldown, because her barrier can easily block your ult. Leon can also burst down Moji pretty quickly, but this is one of the harder ones to do, I guess you could say mainly just because there's a lot more to land. I mainly go ahead and list her here because her ult gives her an easy victory to any duel. If you time it right, you can activate your ult during her barrier and hit her with it right as it ends, making it impossible for her to scamper away. This is something I learned to do with Andro's reversal, and it works the same way with Moji. Then there's Tyra, who is listed here mainly because you can easily firebomb Moji while her barrier is up, and this will prevent her from scampering away since Burn Monster cripples. You'll also of course hit her with the fire damage itself, and this will make melting her with your rifle child's play. Then there is Torvald. His silence can prevent Moji from using her barrier or scamper, and make her an easy kill for your team. Torv's silence thankfully isn't one of the CCs that her barrier can cleanse off. It'll also stop her from ulting you or a teammate. There's also Ruckus, who can't really do anything about her ult, but he can be a big problem for her when her ult is down. Ruckus's big health pool and his powerful DPS makes it impossible for Moji to take him on. Now here's some tips for dealing with her ult. If you have an ult that grants CC immunity, then you can pop it if you feel like Moji is gonna ult you. Normally if a Moji is running up towards a tank, she's probably planning on polymorphing them. Barriers also of course block the ult. The ult itself does have a small windup that you can react to if your reaction time is fast enough. It can be difficult, but it is possible. I also want to point out that not all CC immunity is equal. Alt CC immunity can block her ult, but ability CC immunity like Mother's Grace or Grok's Totem can't. They only make the duration 2 seconds instead of 4, so keep that in mind. So yeah, that's really the only way to go about countering Moji. A good one with a good healer is very difficult to kill, so you have to kill her quickly in that small time window. Hopefully they'll add another second or two to her cooldowns, and that'll balance her out and make her more manageable. Until then, this is all we can do. Now, before Khan comes out, Nobi68, I want you guys to go ahead and vote on the next character you'd like a how to counter video on. The last time you guys voted, Cassie barely beat out Xin, so I'm expecting Xin to win for sure. But I would still like you guys to vote on it in the comments below. Remember, you can type the character's name down below, or if you see that character's name down there already, you can just leave a like on that comment. And that's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.